So a couple weeks ago, Sean Strickland did the unthinkable and he defeated Israel Adesanya 49-46 for the belt. He just absolutely schooled him on the feet and no one saw that coming. If anyone says that they saw that coming, they are lying to you, I promise. No one knew that that was going to happen. It was an incredibly impressive performance. And there's been a lot of talks since the fight about who Sean Strickland should fight next. Dana White came out after the fight in the press conference, and he said that you have to do the rematch with him and Israel Adesanya. I will. Okay, I'm not gonna say anything about that because I would spoil the tier list. But yeah, Dana said that. There's been people online say no, Dricus Du Plessis deserves the shot. I've seen some people say I know Jared Cannonier called for his shot. Now he has a different fight booked though. Um, Hamzat's fighting Paulo Costa. Whitaker's still out there. If he gets a win, there's a chance he could fight for the belt. There's a lot of possibilities. We've seen weird things happen with the title before. We've seen Marvin Vettori get a title shot off of a short notice victory against Kevin Holland. So I made this little tier list here. I have the fighters behind my face cam so you can't see them just because I thought that would be more fun. And we're going to go over who I think is most deserving. I'm ranking them by most deserving, not by most likely. Um, I'll take likelihood into account, I guess, but it's mostly I'm trying to go off of who's deserving and who I think should get the title shot. And so, yeah, let's get started. I'm going to start with the fighter that I guess has had their name chucked around the most right now, which is pretty obvious. It's Israel Adesanya. Israel Adesanya just lost the title, and he lost it in quite dominant fashion. And so I'm gonna put him at B tier. And some people might not understand that, and they might think I'm wrong, and they think no, he definitely deserves a rematch. My reason for putting him at B tier, there's a couple of reasons. One, like I just said, he lost the fight dominantly, so that's a problem as far as getting a rematch. But also, people say dominant champions get immediate rematches. That always happens, and yeah, I agree. The thing is, he was a dominant champion who lost his belt, and he got his immediate rematch. That was against Alex Pereira, and he won the belt back. Great. But his second title reign and his first title reign are not the same. So in this first title reign, he was a long reigning dominant champion. In the second title reign, he was not. He had the belt, and he lost it in his first defense of that second title reign. You don't get an immediate rematch if you only held the belt for one title fight, unless your name's Brandon Moreno or Davison Figueiredo. Like, that's just how it works, you know? So, well, just Brandon Moreno, actually. Not Davison Figueiredo. It was pretty much just Brandon Moreno who kept getting immediate rematches. But, yeah. So that's why I have him at B. I don't think he needs to get another title fight right now. I think he needs one win over a good name, and then he can get the title shot back. I wouldn't be surprised if he just moves up to light heavyweight, though. Like Yuri Prohaska and Alex Pereira fighting, and if Pereira wins, I would not be shocked to see Israel Adesanya move up to 205 and challenge Pereira for that belt. Anyways, that's who I've got there. That's where I put Izzy. The next guy to talk about, in my opinion, is Jared Cannonier. Jared Cannonier is on a 2-fight win streak. He had a very close fight with Sean Strickland. A lot of people think he shouldn't have won. I personally think he won it, but it's very close, and I understand why people say Strickland won. Either way, I'm putting him at A tier because he's on a win streak, which a lot of these middleweights right now are coming off of losses or like one win. He's on a 2-fight win streak. He holds a win over Strickland, which gives him pretty good what's the word? Pretty good leverage. That's the word I'm looking for. He's got pretty good leverage in this title fight. And then after that, he fought Marvin Vettori, and he's beat Marvin Vettori worse than anybody else has. I mean, you could argue Whitaker beat him better. Whitaker beat Marvin Vettori in a very technical performance, and he just schooled Marvin Vettori. But Jared Cannonier beat Marvin like he owed him money, and that's a hard thing to do with Marvin Vettori. Marvin is an extremely tough opponent. He might not be the best middleweight, but he definitely has the best chin ever. And Jared had him looking extremely afraid for most of that fight. And so that's why I have him at A tier. I do think that I think it's between him and one other guy for most deserving of the title shot right now. But I don't think Jared's going to get it because He's been scheduled to fight Roman Dolidze. It's a fight that I did not see this fight coming. I didn't think they were going to make this one. My only guess as to why they made this fight is that they don't really want Jared. I don't think they want Jared fighting for the belt. And so they're trying to get rid of him with a Roman Dolidze fight. Either way, I'm putting Dolidze down here at D tier. I'm going to remove F tier. I don't even know why that's there. Yeah. Oh, no. Let's do that. Dolidze is like... He's coming off of a loss to Marvin Vettori. Before that, he beat Jack Hermanson, but that was because Jack Hermanson is not very smart. Jack was schooling him. He was beating him handily, but he, for some reason, decided to go to the ground. He was schooling him on the feet the whole fight, and then he was like, I'm going to take it to the ground, and he got submitted by Roman Dolidze. Of course you did. You don't go to the ground with Roman Dolidze. It's a stupid thing to do. But he didn't look good in the Marvin Vettori fight. He just throws overhands the whole time if he can't get you to the ground. So I think he's going to get beat up pretty bad by Jared Cannonier. And that's why I put him at D tier. If he beat Jared Cannonier's in like the top 3 of the division. So if he beats him, then he has a chance. But I still don't think it would happen. But like I said, we've seen guys get title shots that probably shouldn't have. That's why he's on the list. It's just because he's fighting Jared. And if he beats Jared, there's a chance that he could fight for the belt. But it's very, very slim. Next guy, I'm going to go with Robert Whittaker. Robert Whittaker, he's coming off of a loss to Dricus du Plessis, who will be on the list as well. I'm sure you guys already know where he's going to go, but I'm not going to show you yet. I'm going to put Whittaker at B tier. I'm actually going to put him ahead of Israel Adesanya because he hasn't lost to Strickland yet. Adesanya has. That's basically the only reason. And I also put them in the same tier because what I think is going to happen matchmaking-wise, I expect the UFC to make Whittaker and Adesanya fight in like a fight night main event or maybe like the feature fight of a main card of a pay-per-view, you know? I think they're going to fight for no belt, and the winner will probably get a title shot, and I favor Whittaker to win the fight if they fight it again, especially in a 3-rounder. I thought Whittaker won their rematch. I know a lot of people don't think that, but I do. And if they fight again, I do favor Whittaker. I think he's an all-around better fighter. I know Adesanya is a better striker, but Whittaker is better in most other ways. And I think if they fight again, Whittaker will win. And if he wins that, even though it would only be a 1-fight win streak, assuming Strickland's still the champ, he'll probably get to fight Strickland for the belt. There is a problem, though, for Whittaker, and that problem is named Dricus du Plessis. He's at S tier, obviously. There's no world where you can beat Robert Whittaker, and not just beat him, but you beat him in the first round. You win the first round against him, and then you finish him in the second round. He made Whittaker look really bad in that fight, and that's a very difficult thing to do. And Whittaker has been basically the co-champ for the last however many years to Israel Adesanya. So if you beat Whittaker, you have to get a title shot. You just have to. The only reason he wouldn't is because the UFC's annoyed at him for not taking the Adesanya fight when they wanted him to. Dana was very openly annoyed about that. But that's the only reason he wouldn't get the title shot. He definitely deserves the shot. I think he'll get it. And if he wins that shot, if he beats Strickland, then I don't think Whittaker has a chance to get a title shot for quite a while. I don't think they'll give Whittaker a title shot over a guy that made him look that bad. And if that happens, I think it'll be Jared Cannonier fighting Dricus for the belt. But we'll see what happens. Next guy to bring up, I'm going to bring out 2 at the same time. I'm bringing out Hamzat. I'm putting him at C tier. And Paulo Costa, I'm going to put at D tier. I'm going to make my face cam a little smaller. So, Paulo Costa and Hamzat, they're going to fight each other. I think Hamzat's going to win. That's why I put him a little bit above, though I think it's a close fight. It's hard to really say who will win. But I favor Hamzat. I just don't trust Paulo Costa. I don't think Paulo Costa tries that hard in his fights anymore. Hamzat's a scary wrestler. he might be undersized for Paulo. That's my only worry, is he might be undersized, and he was getting hurt by Gilbert Burns, so maybe Hamzat can beat him, or he was getting hurt by Gilbert Burns, so maybe Paulo can beat him up, but I doubt it. I expect Hamzat to win, but the reason I have him at C tier is because even if he does win, even if he wins in extremely impressive fashion, that'll be his only ranked middleweight win. I believe his only other win at middleweight is against Gerald Meerschaert. You don't get a title shot off of two middleweight wins, one of which, the only ranked one, being Paulo Costa, when Paulo Costa hasn't looked good in a long time. Paulo Costa's last good performance was against Yoel Romero. He's lost to Israel Adesanya in a terrible performance where he did nothing, and then he lost to Marvin Vettori in, I guess, a decent performance, but he was 20 pounds overweight, and Marvin Vettori was dwarfed by him, and he still beat him. And then he couldn't knock out no chin Luke Rockhold. Respect to Luke Rockhold for how tough he was in that fight, but Paulo Costa should have finished him in the first round of that fight, and it was embarrassing that he didn't. Luke Rockhold's an old man at this point. So I don't really value a win over Paulo Costa that much. So I think Hamzat, if he beats Paulo Costa, which he probably will, he'll need to fight somebody else in the top 5. And then after that, his star power will bring him a title shot for sure. But yeah, I don't think he deserves it yet. And Paulo Costa, if he beats Hamzat, good for him. Still doesn't deserve a title shot. If he beats Hamzat, I think he should have to fight Jared Cannonier or Robert Whittaker maybe, and then we could talk about title shot. But I don't see that happening, and I don't think anybody else sees that happening either. So, yeah, that's everybody. That's the list. I think Dricus is definitely the most deserving right now, and most likely to get the belt, or the title shot, I should say. I do favor him to beat Strickland too. The rest of these guys, like, they have a chance, but I don't. I think it's definitely going to be Dricus, unless the UFC doesn't like him, and then it'll probably be the Jared Cannonier if he beats Roman Dolidze. But who knows? Like, weird things happen in these divisions all the time. Anybody can end up with the title shot. Like, for all we know, we're going to be looking at Paul Craig versus Sean Strickland for the title. Like, who knows what happens. But yeah, if you guys like the video, then hit the like button, subscribe if you want to see more MMA content, and I thank you guys for watching, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.